Edition News at 10 with Ann Gownley. Sports with Beth Mensinger. Meteorologist Joe Garbacik. And senior news analyst L.A. Jerome.
A shooting in Wilkes-Barre today, and tonight it's our top story. Good evening. This is WYLN's Late Edition for Friday, December 27th, 2013. I'm Ann Gownley. Another shooting at Sherman Hills apartment complex, and this time the two involved drove 100 miles to New Jersey so that the Wilkes-Barre police would not get involved. Unfortunately for 31-year-old LaShawn Bergman of Wyoming and 23-year-old Catherine Thomas of Sherman Hills, Building 308, the East Orange General Hospital contacted the Newark, New Jersey police, who in turn called the Wilkes-Barre police to inform them. According to a police affidavit, the two told police that they had been shot when Bergman's gun went off, shooting Thomas in the foot and he in the leg at Thomas's apartment where she lives with a small child. Bergman told police that he was pulling his .380 caliber from his waistband when the gun accidentally fired. He also told police that he bought the gun from a, quote, unknown guy at a local bar and was unsure where the gun currently is. Thomas refused to allow police to search her apartment. Police obtained a warrant allowing them to enter the apartment and seize any weapons, ammunition, clothing, hairs or fibers, and any trace of blood or other evidence. No charges have yet been filed. A criminal probe into missing fuel in Wilkes-Barre, which began in 2012, won't be completed by the end of the year. Luzerne County District Attorney Stephanie Salavantis stated that additional interviews needed to be completed and that it's difficult to conduct them during the holiday season. The investigation began in July of 2012 when thousands of gallons of fuel were reported taken from the city's storage tanks. A civil investigation was conducted by the State Department of Revenue, which led to the city's paying a total of $25,919 in taxes and interest last year. Salavantis said if charges were warranted, they would be filed by the end of the year, but she stated that the probe continues and she wants to do a thorough and full investigation. A Kingston home was broken into on Christmas Day. The intruder was high on crack cocaine and vodka and stole a television set, which he used to purchase more crack. 20-year-old Jesse Rolls of Kingston broke into a home owned by Engelbert Smith. Smith was in the shower at the time of the robbery. He discovered that the TV was missing along with his fiance's 1999 Honda Civic. Police were called to the scene and discovered footprints which led them to the vehicle. They then followed the tire tracks in the snow to recover the stolen vehicle from Rawls' residence. Rawls admitted to the burglary and, according to records, has been involved in previous break-ins. He was arrested and charged with burglary and criminal trespassing. He was arraigned Friday by Judge Daniel O'Donnell with bail set at $75,000. He is currently being held at the Luzerne County Prison for a preliminary hearing set for January 8th. A Wilkes-Barre woman filed a restraining order against the father of her child after he assaulted her earlier this month. 31-year-old Alonzo McClinton of Wilkes-Barre allegedly beat up Jacqueline Alvaldo over an argument that started over bacon on the morning of December 1st. McClinton has a lengthy criminal past of abuse against women. Alvaldo stated that he also came back to her residence on December 16th and 17th and started other fights with her. She was granted a protection from abuse order for herself and her 3 children. McClinton is also awaiting trial for previous drug dealing charges. An inmate involved in a work release program through the Luzerne County Prison has escaped. 42-year-old John Patrick McNew of Nanticoke was incarcerated for crashing a car while he was intoxicated. He was scheduled to be released as early as February 16th. He is now facing felony charges after he left from a work release program on Christmas Eve and never returned. Anyone with information on McNew's whereabouts is asked to call 911. The state Senate approved an expansion of the Military Family Relief Assistance Program. The bill was sponsored by Senator Lisa Baker. The Military Family Relief Assistance Program was created in 2005. It's designed for a rapid response to military families facing emergency situations. The program provides grants up to $3,500 for service members and their families who experience a sudden financial hardship or loss of income as a result of a military service. Baker's bill extends the time limit during which service members can apply for a grant from 1 to 3 years after release from active duty and from 2 to 4 years if a member was injured in the line of duty. The program has awarded $340,000 in grants since its inception. We told you last night how officials and employees in West Hazelton helped out a local family by giving them presents on Christmas morning. Well, today we spoke with some of those men and women who were happy to give back this Christmas season. It was an unexpected and exciting Christmas morning for one family in West Hazelton thanks to the generosity of police, firefighters, and borough employees. Patrol Officer Brett O'Connor responded to a home on Winters Avenue around 10:30 in the morning on Christmas Eve for a police incident. Upon entering the home, O'Connor noticed that it was very cold inside and there was no furniture, just a mother and her 2 children. The eldest child informed O'Connor that they would not be having a Christmas this year because their father had recently passed away and their mother unfortunately did not make much money. After leaving the home, O'Connor knew that as a police officer she saw people at their worst and wanted to put forward her best and help the family out during the holidays. With only a few hours until Christmas morning, O'Connor said the borough pulled all of their resources together. Presents were purchased with the help of numerous donations and delivered to the family on Christmas morning.
By doing something like this, we were able to do that, extend our hand and our abilities through, providing them with what they needed at the time. That's what we do. I wouldn't have been able to feel right if I knew that they didn't have something for Christmas while I did.
O'Connor says it really shows how much heart the West Hazelton community has for one another.
We're the town with a heart. We knew what we had to do. We needed to provide them with a Christmas, and it's something that, in the area, especially at this time of year when, people don't have anything, you give to the less fortunate. It's what we do. As police officers, we help people. It's exactly what we did.
Mayor Frank Schmidt was also contacted and told about the situation.
When we first found out about it, we made calls immediately. See, we were getting ready to leave here from work and close up for the holidays, and it was a last-minute thing, so I called the Catholic Charities, but they were already closed. But I got a hold of them today, and they're going to donate food and stuff to the family, and we're also trying to get furniture from people, too, to help out because they don't have any furniture in the house because they were renting it and they couldn't afford the rent. So we're calling different organizations, and so far everybody's been very positive about it.
Once purchased and wrapped, O'Connor delivered the gifts on Christmas morning.
The mother was very, very grateful. I knocked on the door, everyone was asleep. The mother, she started crying after I gave him the gifts. The little girl, I've met the little girl multiple times before. I have a good rapport with her. She was extremely grateful. She gave me a big hug and a big kiss. It was the reaction that everyone would expect. They were very grateful and happy that I was able to provide them a Christmas.
If you would like to help the family during the holidays or any family in need in West Hazelton, checks are being accepted at the Borough Building. Checks can be made payable to West Hazelton Borough, and in the memo line you are asked to write "For Needy Family," and they will see that the family receives the donation. The Luzerne County Home Rule Charter requires council to select a chair and vice chair at the reorganization meeting on January 6th. Rick Morelli has expressed interest in becoming the third chair. Tim McGinley currently holds that position, but said he has no problem stepping aside. Morelli is favored by the majority to take over as chair. He wants council to become more proactive. He also proposes to break council into committees to focus on specific areas. The vice chair role is expected to be held by either Linda McCluskey-Hauk or Edward Berminski. Incoming council members Kathy Dobash and Eileen Sorokas will also take office and replace Elaine Madden-Curry and Eugene Kelleher at the upcoming meeting. The new Family Dollar store in Shenandoah is almost complete. The outside shell is about almost done. Interior work will soon begin. The store is next to Boyer's Food Mart and Domino's Pizza on West Center Street, across the street from Lucky's Deli and Kielbasa Shop. It hopes to open in late February, early March. Family Dollar had a store in town before, opening first on North Main Street downtown, then moving to the Gold Star Highway. That store closed 2 years ago. The company also has stores in Hazelton and Tamaqua. The Home Depot on Spring Street in Wilkes-Barre is heading to court over an $11 million assessment. Home Depot wants the property value reduced. The County Board of Assessment Appeals upheld the current assessed value on October 31st. An attorney representing Home Depot filed a court challenge on November 14th. The Wilkes-Barre Area School District also responded to the court filing. The school district has the most property revenue at stake. Currently, the district earns more than $170,000 from the property. The district also filed appeals last month to increase the assessment on Holiday Inn Express in Plains Township and the Fairfield Inn and Suites Marriott in Wilkes-Barre. A BB gunshot shattered a car window, injuring the driver inside Christmas Day in Minersville. Joanne Baker of Minersville was wounded when one of 3 juveniles fired a shot from a BB gun at her car. The shot caused the side front window to shatter and injured Baker while with the flying glass. She stopped the vehicle and yelled at the juveniles, who ran to a nearby house. Baker was treated at the scene for cuts to her chin. Police found the boys and identified the juvenile from Pottsville, who will be facing charges of propulsion from missiles into an occupied vehicle. The charges will be filed with Schuylkill County juvenile authorities. State police in Connecticut plan to release thousands of pages of documents from the investigation into the school shooting in Newtown last year. The reports include text, photos, and 911 calls received by police. It also refers to items found on a computer owned by the accused shooter, Adam Lanza. Lanza shot 20 first graders and 6 teachers at Sandy Hook Elementary School on December 14th after killing his mother inside their residence. Lanza then died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The report did conclude that Lanza's motive for the shooting may never be known. Extended unemployment benefits run out tomorrow. Amanda Decker has the details.
Federal unemployment benefits end tomorrow for 1.3 million jobless Americans. The checks will stop coming after a program signed into law back in 2008 expires. An additional 850,000 workers will also lose state unemployment benefits over the next 3 months. Congress extended or expanded the federal aid to the long-term jobless 11 times, but an extra lifeline was not included in this latest budget deal.
The deadlines keep changing, the site is still difficult to get on, and there have been other changes. Aaron McPike has what you need to know about the Affordable Care Act.
Here's the bottom line. It's not too late to enroll for coverage under the Affordable Care Act. Open enrollment ends March 31st. That deadline is to avoid a fine for not having coverage. So, March 31st is critical because open enrollment won't begin again until November 15th. But we'll soon know whether people like the president's program once they start using it in January.
I think the critical issue for him next year, and really in these last 3 years, is can he build enough of a constituency for this program?
But what about the Americans who have already been trying to sign up, unsuccessfully, for coverage to start on the first day of the new year?
This is my second time trying. I did it yesterday.
And that's because healthcare.gov saw a record day of traffic on Monday. 2 million people visited the site and 250,000 calls flooded into the call center. It created a backlog that led the administration to extend the deadline for getting coverage January 1st back a day. An alert at the top of healthcare.gov reads, "During times of especially high demand, you may be queued to begin your online marketplace application to ensure the best possible shopping experience." But the site has a list of tips, pictured here, for those still trying to get coverage by New Year's Day. In Washington, I'm Erin McPike reporting.
What would you do if you found $300,000 in the back of a cab? What one cabbie did was give it back. Aaron Drawhorn has the story.
There's regular driving.
Gerardo Gamboa was behind the wheel of a cash cab and didn't know it.
And I pick up this guy from Cosmopolitan, and he want to go to Palm Place, and he carry a brown bag. And, who knows what's in there.
Gamboa dropped the passenger off at Palm's Place. Little did he know he was dropping off a professional poker player who had a big night.
So he gave me $5 tip.
The guy got out of the cab at Palm's Place. He left the brown paper bag behind. It was discovered a short time later by a doorman at the Bellagio who originally thought what was in the bag was chocolate.
When I went to Bellagio, I don't even know there's a money on my back seat.
Now at the Bellagio with his next fare, believing his previous passenger left behind a bag of chocolate, Gamboa was in store for a sweet surprise.
I just hesitated. So what's in there? So I thought, I want to know what kind of chocolate. When I handed it, it's about this big, called $100 bill.
$300,000 in cold, hard cash.
So I had a passenger. I told him, "Look, sir, you are my witness. I don't touch anything here."
Gamboa called his company Yellow Checker Star Transportation and did the right thing, turning the money over. Soon, the 28-year-old passenger showed up here looking for his $300,000.
He wanted to shoot himself in the head.
He was devastated.
The taxi company called Metro Police to do a full investigation to determine the money belonged to the man who said he lost it. It did.
And he's on the poker circuit and very, very famous worldwide poker player.
For his integrity, Gamboa was named Driver of the Year and received dinner for two at a high-end steakhouse and a $1,000 reward from Yellow Checker Star.
Hope that goes a long way for Christmas, all right?
It will.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Gamboa hopes his honesty goes a long way.
Even they call it Sin City, but it's not. It's an Angel City.
Well, the Pennsylvania State Police have issued its holiday crash report from December 24th through the 26th. According to police, there were 900 crashes investigated, and of those 225 injuries and 8 deaths. 41 of them were alcohol-related, which involved 2 of the 8 fatalities. 7 of the 8 people who died in those crashes were not wearing seatbelts. 151 arrests were made for driving under the influence. 983 speeding tickets were also issued. 193 people were cited for not wearing seatbelts, and 23 drivers were ticketed for failing to restrain children properly in a child safety seat. The numbers released by the state police were only those that they investigated. It does not include statistics from other law enforcement agencies. On New Year's Eve, WYLN is proud to bring you all of the big stories that made headlines throughout 2013 during our 10 o'clock news spot. Our look back will take you from Gilberton's controversial Chief Mark Kessler to the 13 murders in Wilkes-Barre, the demolition of the Hotel Sterling, a look back on Banks Township, and much, much more. WYLN's late edition Year in Review was sponsored by Dr. Feelgoods in Hazleton. We would like to take this opportunity to thank them for their sponsorship, allowing us to take our viewers back one more time to the big stories of 2013 before we move on to 2014. And that is a look at tonight's top stories. Time now to check in with Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik in the Bedrock Gardens Weather Center for a look at our weekend forecast. Joe?
Well, thank you very much, Ann. We do have a storm to talk about as we head into this upcoming weekend, especially going into our Sunday. And we have some milder weather to talk about for this weekend as well. We'll put it all together coming up. But before we go to break, here's a look at some of the temperatures across the United States of America. We'll be right back.
Dr. Feelgood's annual New Year's Day sale, one day only. New Year's Day, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. All pools and spas priced for year-end clearance. In-ground pool starting at $14,999 installed. 50% off MSRP on all above-ground pools starting at $19.99 installed. Spas starting at $39.99. 12 months, 0% financing. This is the sale you've been waiting for.
Dr. Feelgood, your prescription for fun.
What? Floor samples, closeouts, every clearance item up to 50% off. Woohoo! It's Grand Central's huge 50% off clearance, now through Monday. Genuine savings on floor sample markdowns. Every item in our entire store up to 50% off. Yep, furniture, mattresses, appliances, and TVs. Tons of the good stuff. 50% off, now through Monday. Express delivery, plus up to 50% off. As always, buy local, spend less. Grand Central Hazleton.
Heritage Sure Save, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. Come see for yourself. They have the freshest selection of meats, cheese, and produce. Baked goods made fresh on premises. They have an in-store butcher who is happy to accommodate your special orders. Be sure to stop in and check out their unadvertised specials. You'll find them throughout the store. See their flyer for weekly specials. Heritage Sure Save, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. This week at Heritage, Farmer's Dairy iced tea gallons only $1.88.
Bad credit? No credit, no problem. Valmont Auto Sales on Route 93 in West Hazleton can help. At Valmont, they offer a variety of clean and fully serviced cars, trucks, and minivans. Valmont offers easy credit. Buy here, pay here. They offer low down payments, same-day approval, and all their vehicles are only $65 a week. They are locally owned and operated. Call Jerry or Joe today at 501-2626. Valmont Auto Sales, located on Route 93 near Arby's in West Hazleton.
Touch the sun. It's kind of like me trying to put into
Liam Liz was first introduced to the Hazleton area when he was invited to perform at the annual Fun Fest celebration in September. This up-and-coming pop star will make a special concert appearance at the Wiltsey Center at the Historic Castle on Saturday, January 4th, with doors opening at 5 and the show starting at 6. Tickets are just $5, and a portion of the proceeds will support the Ronald McDonald House.
Hello, I'm Tiffany Cloud. Speaking with my loyal viewers over the past year, two subjects are constantly on their minds: taxes and crime. This week's discussion will focus upon crime. I'll be joined by Luzerne County District Attorney Stephanie Salavantis, who will be taking us through a year in review and sharing her priorities for the year ahead. This week on The Storm, only on WYLN TV 35.
Well, it's quiet across our viewing area as I speak. No precipitation to deal with, and I think we're going to continue to remain dry right through the overnight hours. It should be fairly quiet, but very chilly. In fact, this morning, over 24-hour low temperatures, definitely waking up to a chilly start. Generally, temperatures in the teens, have some lower 20s out there, and daytime highs generally getting up into the 30s. Now, we have some milder air to talk about as we head into this weekend, but don't get used to it too long because some much colder air comes back into our area heading into early next week. 26 now in New Angola, 28 degrees in Berwick, 26 in Monoy City, 27 degrees in Bloomsburg, and it is 27 degrees in Danville. Satellites and radar, not much to talk about as I speak. There's a couple of flurries, an isolated snow shower, but most of us just did not see anything except a few clouds coming into our area. So through tonight, I think we're going to continue to see things fairly quiet across our area. Even heading into tomorrow, should be fairly quiet. No storms to talk about. Later tomorrow evening and tomorrow night, clouds on the increase across our area from southwest to northeast. Now you can see the rain starting to come into our area as we go into our Sunday. And then as we go into Sunday evening, that rain starts to pull out. Maybe the ending part of that storm could give us a little bit of a mixture of precipitation as temperatures start to fall. And then Sunday night, maybe we'll see a period of some snow. But again, that's pretty much the only storm system we have to worry about, because then as we go into early next week, things should be very quiet. Looking at the numbers as we head through tonight, dropping down into the 20s. Tomorrow, I think we're up into the 40s. Maybe higher elevations may struggle to make it out of the upper 30s. And then as we start going into our Sunday early in the morning, temperatures generally will be holding in the mid to upper 20s to near 30 degrees. So a little bit milder for tomorrow, a little bit breezy. Overall, a pretty nice looking Saturday. We'll start out with the sunshine, and then eventually the sunshine will fade and give way to some clouds, and those clouds will thicken as we start heading into tomorrow evening and as we head into tomorrow night. And then as we go in early next week, another front comes through early in a week, and that's going to bring in some Arctic air across our area going into next week. Some of those overnight lows dropping down into the lower teens, could be looking at some single digits as well. So again, tonight generally 20s statewide if you have to do any type of traveling. And for daytime highs tomorrow, not looking too bad, generally getting up into the 40s, with some areas, including Philadelphia and Harrisburg, getting close to 50 degrees. Extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys, a division of Arc Electric. Here's what we can expect over the next couple of days. We have the rain around for Sunday, mid to upper 30s, maybe a little bit of some snow or mix heading into Sunday night. And then Monday, it's only going to be 25 and 23 as we go into our Tuesday. And then you can see temperatures continuing to remain well below where we should be for this time of year. We may not get out of the teens heading into next Friday, and some of those overnight lows in the lower teens. Our evening Pennsylvania lottery numbers: the daily 967, a big 4 2731, Quinto number 72464, and a cash 5 916 17 25 and 37. We'll have more late edition coming up after these commercial messages.
Hello, I'm Ed Burns. I'm the mayor of Girardville. I wish everybody out there a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Hi, I'm Charlie Markwood, Council President, Gerardville Borough. I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Wouldn't it be great if everything in life were fast? Fast, like a cable modem.
Call Service Electric now and get the fastest internet in town. Plus, when you sign up today, you'll also get free installation. Experience the blazing speed of Service Electric high-speed internet service. Your internet will never be the same.
Welcome to Robert Stevens Face and Body, Hazelton's complete skincare center. Here, our licensed specialists will consult with you to discuss your skincare needs, rejuvenate you with our special facial treatments, and apply gentle, relaxing massages to melt your tension away, using all state-of-the-art technical treatments and superior skin products. So call today and let the transformation begin at Robert Stevens Face and Body, 788-7546.
We build tires, but not tires like anybody else. We build Cooper tires for people, not just cars. For chauffeurs and shuttle pilots, heavy haulers and trophy trout fishermen, which is why we've built our new Discoverer AT3 for all traction, all terrain, all the time performance. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
Edgewood in the Pines, located in Drums, provides the perfect scenery in any season to complement your wedding or special event. From the spectacular colors of fall, a cozy winter setting, or the plush greens of summer, Edgewood will provide a breathtaking setting for your exceptional affair. Edgewood is perfect for weddings, birthday celebrations, showers, baptism, or any special event. From small intimate gatherings to breathtaking formal affairs, your event is certain to be an amazing experience to remember for years to come. Celebrate at Edgewood in the Pines.
A winning smile. It's not the secret to success, but it sure helps. Protect your smile by visiting Dr. Weiss for complete dental services. Dr. Weiss offers a full-service denture laboratory on premises, offering dentures in one day. 3 dentists, 4 hygienists, and a team of caring technicians and assistants specializing in quality dentures and repairs, complete general dentistry, extractions, cleaning, and caps. Dr. Weiss, where you can have new dentures in one day.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. We're going to meet Kristen Smith, a repeat customer of Dr. Dagenhart, bubbly, busy mother of 5, who has not only trusted Dr. Dagenhart with herself, but her mom and now her son. Her story this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic.
Tonight was the kickoff to the annual Hazelton Area Cougars Classic Christmas Basketball Tournament, where Hazelton area graciously hosted Hatboro, Horsham, Shipley School, and Erie Strong Vincent. The first game of the doubleheader tonight was between Horsham and Shipley, Horsham taking the 54-49 win to move on to tomorrow afternoon's championship game. The Cougars, who are playing their first game back in the Huey McGeehan Gymnasium since last year, took on the Colonels from Erie Strong Vincent. Before the game started, senior All-State guard for Hazelton area, that's Sal Biazzi. He was honored for scoring his 1,000th point last year, but soon it was game time. Here's John Fogarty starting off what was a fantastic first half for him. He drives, gets the basket, and will get the foul. And now here will be that 1,000-point scorer in Sal Biazzi. He drains the triple, and that's from a few feet behind the line. He can shoot outside, and he can also take it to the hole. Biazzi drives left and gets 2. Then here is Fogarty again. Nice dish from Chris Woodring. Fogarty through the paint, and he will get the 3-point play once again. Here's Woodring, though. He wants to get in on the Cougars' fun. He takes it hard to the bucket for the score. One of the prettiest plays of the night right here. Biazzi to Fogarty, who cuts back door for the easy reverse lay-in. And now it's Brett Barron. He jabs to make some room for himself and will down the jumper. Here's another good one, Biazzi. I don't know how he does it sometime. Beautiful move, though. And it falls through the net at the half. Hazelton area leads by 5, but the second half is when the Colonels start heating up. Tyvon Green He will knock down the triple here to cut the Cougar lead to 2. And then there's Green again. He will be on the receiving end of the pass, right under the bucket, and that goal will tie it all up. This was also pretty impressive. Samuel Wolford, a freshman for Erie Strong, loses possession, gets it back, somehow tosses it in. Hazelton's D, though, really pressuring Erie. Biazzi here will get the steal, decides to take it himself. He will get fouled, but he will miss that foul shot. But here is David Morris for Erie, a pull-up jumper. That's when the Colonels take their second lead of the night, only after being up 4-1 in the first. Nice ball movement all around for Erie. Wolford finishes off after the nice dish from Desir Paisley. Cougars trying to stay alive with the help of this Brett Barron 3, but it will not be enough. The Colonels come out strong in the last 16 minutes of play. They hand the Cougars their second loss on the season, 64-61, and will face off with the Hatters from Hatboro-Hashem in the Cougar Classic Championship game tomorrow afternoon. We do have other boys basketball scores from around the area. They include Wyoming Valley West. The Spartans fell to Dallas 56-41. Old Forge wins 51-12. And Pittston takes their game against Lake Lehman 55-45. Monterey area boys win against Pine Grove area. The Blue Devils fell to Marion Catholic 58-33, and Tamaqua gets the W 68-26 over Schuylkill Haven. Also, the Hilltoppers from Nativity BVM win by 30 over Weatherly. In girls hoops, North Schuylkill girls playing out in State College tonight. They win 1 against Kennett Square. In that tournament, the Lady Bears of Monterey area fell in a heartbreaker 51-50 to Panther Valley, and Shenandoah Valley outlast the Tamaqua Lady Raiders 48-15. Abigail Snitzer had 13. Christina Nadeau and Melissa Jones both chipped in 9 points apiece. Stick around, Ant's coming back with more top stories after this.
All Care Home Care, the health care that you need in the comfort and privacy of your own home.
At All Care Home Care, our caring and compassionate staff of skilled nurses, occupational speech, physical therapists, dietitian, social worker, and home health aides will give you the professional care you need. Call 459-3002.
With All Care Home Care, you will feel so much better and be able to do so much more.
Remember, it's still your choice. For your care, call us and we'll be there.
Stop into the new Plaza Diner and Family Restaurant located next to Heritage Market at 601 South Poplar Street in Hazleton. Quality food at affordable prices, Greek and American specialties, cakes and more. Open 5:30 a.m. till 10 p.m. Bring the whole family for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. There's something for everyone at the new Plaza Diner and Family Restaurant. Beautifully renovated, comfortable atmosphere, friendly service, and delicious, generous portions. Make it your new place for good food and family gatherings. Stop in today. Check out their specials.
Enjoy the great outdoors at the Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range's Trap, Skeet, and Sporting Clays course. No waiting and no lines. First time shooting? Whitetail Preserve employs certified instructors to help you get the most out of your experience. Hungry? The restaurant at Whitetail has a great menu to satisfy and offers catering for all occasions. Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, approximately 13 miles west of Hazleton and just 1 hour from Allentown, Reading, and the Delaware Water Gap. 118 Boulevard Road, just off the Rockland Road near Rockland. 384-2314.
Join us this week on Wellness Through Physical Therapy. Ting is going to explain to us what carpal tunnel syndrome is, and surprisingly, you may not need surgery to cure it. His solutions, they're coming up this week on Wellness Through Physical Therapy. Join us.
Another shooting at Sherman Hills apartment complex, and this time the two involved drove 100 miles to New Jersey so the Wilkes-Barre police would not get involved. Unfortunately for 31-year-old LaShawn Bergman of Wyoming and 23-year-old Catherine Thomas of Sherman Hills, Building 308, the East Orange General Hospital contacted the Newark, New Jersey police, who in turn called the Wilkes-Barre police to inform them. According to a police affidavit, the two told police that they had been shot when Bergman's gun went off, shooting Thomas in the foot and he in the leg at Thomas's apartment, where she lives with a small child. Bergman told police that he was pulling his .380 caliber from his waistband when the gun accidentally fired. He also told police that he bought the gun from a, quote, unknown guy at a local bar and was unsure where the gun currently is. Thomas refused to allow police to search her apartment. Police obtained a warrant allowing them to enter the apartment and seize any weapons, ammunition, clothing, hairs, or fibers, and any trace of blood or other evidence. No charges have yet been filed. A criminal probe into missing fuel in Wilkes-Barre, which began in 2012, won't be completed by the end of the year. Luzerne County District Attorney Stephanie Salavantis stated that additional interviews needed to be completed and that it's too difficult to conduct them during the holiday season. The investigation began in July of 2012 when thousands of gallons of fuel were reported taken from the city's storage tanks. A civil investigation was conducted by the State Department of Revenue, which led to the city paying a total of $25,919 in taxes and interest last year. Salavantis said if charges were warranted, they would be filed by the end of the year, but she stated that the probe continues and she wants to do a thorough and full investigation. A Kingston home was broken into on Christmas Day. The intruder was high on crack cocaine and vodka and stole a television set, which he used to purchase more crack. 20-year-old Jesse Rolls of Kingston broke into a home owned by Engerbert Smith. Smith was in the shower at the time of the robbery. He discovered that the TV was missing, along with his fiance's 1999 Honda Civic. Police were called to the scene and discovered footprints, which led them to the vehicle. They then followed the tire tracks in the snow to recover the stolen vehicle from Rowell's residence. Rowell's admitted to the burglary and, according to records, has been involved in previous break-ins. He was arrested and charged with burglary and criminal trespassing. He was arraigned Friday by Judge Daniel O'Donnell with bail set at $75,000. He's currently being held at the Luzerne County Prison for a preliminary hearing set for January 8th. A Wilkes-Barre woman filed a restraining order against the father of her child after he assaulted her early this month. 31-year-old Alonzo McClinton of Wilkes-Barre allegedly beat up Jacqueline Ovaldo over an argument that started over bacon on the morning of December 1st. McClinton has a lengthy criminal past of abuse against women. Ovaldo stated that he also came back to her residence on December 16th and 17th and started other fights with her. She was granted a protection from abuse order for herself and her 3 children. McClinton is also awaiting trial for previous drug dealing charges. The state Senate approved an expansion of the Military Relief Assistance Program. The bill was sponsored by Senator Lisa Baker. The Military Family Relief Assistance Program was created in 2005. It's designed for a rapid response to military families facing emergency situations. The program provides grants up to $3,500 for service members and their families who experience a sudden financial hardship or loss of income as a result of military service. Baker's bill extends the time limit which service members can apply for a grant from 1 to 3 years after release from active duty and from 2 to 4 years if a member was injured in the line of duty. The program has awarded $340,000 in grants since the inception. The Luzerne County Home Rule Charter requires council to select a chair and vice chair at the reorganization meeting on January 6th. Rick Morelli has expressed interest in becoming the 3rd chair. Tim McGinley currently holds that position but said he has no problem stepping aside. Morelli is favored by the majority to take over as chair. He wants council to become more proactive. He also proposes to break council into committees to focus on specific areas. The vice chair role is expected to be held by either Linda McCloskey-Hauk or Edward Berminski. Incoming council members Kathy Dobash and Eileen Sirokis will also take office and replace Elaine Madden-Curry and Eugene Kelleher at the upcoming meeting. We told you last night how officials and employees in West Hazelton helped out a local family by giving them presents on Christmas morning. Well, today we spoke with some of those men and women who were happy to give back this Christmas season. It was an unexpected and exciting Christmas morning for one family in West Hazelton thanks to the generosity of police, firefighters, and borough employees.
Patrol Officer Brett O'Connor responded to a home on Winters Avenue around 10:30 in the morning on Christmas Eve for a police incident. Upon entering the home, O'Connor noticed that it was very cold inside and there was no furniture, just a mother and her 2 children. The eldest child informed O'Connor that they would not be having a Christmas this year because their father had recently passed away and their mother, unfortunately, did not make much money. After leaving the home, O'Connor knew that as a police officer, she saw people at their worst and wanted to put forward her best and help the family out during the holidays. With only a few hours until Christmas morning, O'Connor said the borough pulled all of their resources together. Presents were purchased with the help of numerous donations and delivered to the family on Christmas morning.
By doing something like this, we were able to do that, extend our hand and our abilities through, providing them with what they needed at the time. That's what we do. I wouldn't have been able to feel right if I knew that they didn't have something for Christmas while I did.
O'Connor says it really shows how much heart the West Hazelton community has for one another.
We're the town with a heart. We knew what we had to do. We needed to provide them with a Christmas, and it's something that, in the area, especially at this time of year when, people don't have anything, you give to the less fortunate. It's what we do. As police officers, we help people. It's exactly what we did.
Mayor Frank Schmidt was also contacted and told about the situation.
When we first found out about it, we made calls immediately. See, we were getting ready to leave here from work and close up for the holidays, and it was a last-minute thing, so I called the Catholic Charities, but they were already closed. But I got a hold of them today, and they're going to donate food and stuff to the family, and we're also trying to get furniture from people, too, to help out because they don't have any furniture in the house because they were renting it and they couldn't afford the rent. So we're calling different organizations, and so far everybody's been very positive about it.
Once purchased and wrapped, O'Connor delivered the gifts on Christmas morning.
The mother was very, very grateful. I knocked on the door, everyone was asleep. The mother, she started crying after I gave him the gifts. The little girl, I've met the little girl multiple times before. I have a good rapport with her. She was extremely grateful. She gave me a big hug and a big kiss. It was the reaction that everyone would expect. They were very grateful and happy that I was able to provide them a Christmas.
If you would like to help the family during the holidays or any family in need in West Hazelton, checks are being accepted at the Borough Building. Checks can be made payable to West Hazelton Borough. And in the memo line, you are asked to write for needy family, and they will see that the family receives the donation. All right, well, we are now joined by senior news analyst, L.A. Tyrone. L.A., once
here
again
on Mondo Bizarro night.
I know,
here.
and I want to talk...
This? We got the one guy stealing a TV from Engelbert Humperdinck to trade it in for crack.
And then you have the
other guy over bacon. And
I want to start with, yesterday we talked about Sherman Hills, the shooting of one cousin shooting another, and now we have another shooting at Sherman Hills, and the property owners keep saying, we're going to fix it, we're going to fix it. And I know, as well as many of our viewers, that there's a lot of opinions about Sherman Hills that not only come from you, but others.
Well, the thing is, with this case, I don't know that you could do much to fix it. I mean, it's not funny, but I'm sorry. When it came across at 4 o'clock this afternoon, it was funny. They got shot, they jumped in a car, and drove all the way to East Orange, New Jersey, because they didn't want the police to find out. Well, not thinking, of course.
When you walk into a hospital and with a gunshot.
You come in with a gunshot, they're going to ask what happened. So they contact Newark Police. Newark Police call Wilkes-Barre Police, and the whole thing. This comes a day after the one cousin shot the other cousin.
Right. Which follows the murders, the drug deals that have been happening.
I don't know. They can put up the barriers and the fences, and they can make it a gated community, and, I guess they can do whatever they want. Whether they're going to do anything, of course, remains to be seen, but there's no way to something like that. I'm sorry.
Most of them are happening with residents that already live there. So this isn't people coming in. The majority, there are the drugs.
You're right.
And there are other shootings, but the majority have to deal with a lot of the living.
You're right. They do already live there, but a lot of them are short-term residents. They're only there 6 months, 8 months, 1 year, whatever. And the issue has been raised, and they have not, and they being Park Management, who owns the place, has not addressed the question of whether or not they're recruiting people. And as I mentioned here one time when I was on before, there is a good reason to come here if you live in Brooklyn or something. The cost of electricity is a little bit lower. The cost of living is a little bit lower. And the welfare benefits, the public benefits in Pennsylvania are actually more generous than they are in New York. That is a question that we've tossed around in the media. Nobody has really asked them that to their face. Now, they don't talk to the media, but I don't know if that task force that Cartwright put together bothered to ask them that or not. My understanding is the only one who's actually who's on that task force, Udicek has been in Sherman Hills, and Layton has been in Sherman Hills. I don't think anybody else has. Cartwright hasn't been anywhere near it. I know that.
All right. Well, I'm sure we'll hear more from Sherman Hills and hopefully find some kind of resolution. The other one we were talking about is the television that was sold for crack. But the thing is...
From Engelbert Humperdinck.
The thing is, with that, I know we've been talking that snow is not a lot of criminals' best friends. Well, this one, the tracks were followed to a house.
What is this, about a week or so after there was another one on the west side? What was it, in Larksville or someplace where they followed the tracks to the guy's house? Is that okay? Thank God they're stupid. I mean, that's all you can say. If you're a cop, you love to get an easy open and shut case with a case like this where they do something that dumb to tip it off. That's the humorous side. The serious side of it is that you do have substance abuse that's a very strong driver for a lot of the crime in this area, especially the petty stuff like this.
Especially robbery as well.
It's not only that type of robbery, it's also the stuff where they break into your car and they try to steal whatever they can. And we had a robbery string up on my side of town, on the northwest side of town, about 3 or 4 years ago, where they tried to break in a bunch of homes, including Charles's, who's on the other side of the camera here. And what they were looking for was appliances, anything they could sell for $10, $15 on the street because they had a crack problem. And I don't know how you deal with that. I know one thing you don't do to deal with it is continuing to do the same thing, which is just sentence, jail, because it becomes sort of a revolving thing. You have to find those people who are willing to be rehabilitated and then rehabilitate them in lieu of jail. Of course, if they step out of line of that, then you have to put them in jail. And this county, Luzerne County, started going that way with the drug court, and I think that's a good move.
Well, listen, they're telling me to wrap it up, but you being the producer, I need to ask you.
Yes.
The bacon incident. I know I can't let you leave here without the bacon incident.
Well, again, this is funny because it's dumb. It started over bacon. The sad thing is that this guy has a record of domestic abuse with women.
Well, I hope something
and it just keeps happening. The story was, this is his third arrest, fourth arrest, something like that for the same thing. First of all, you wonder how they find women to be with them, and secondly, is it longer jail sentences? Is it something else? I don't know, but clearly we're not doing something right.
All right. Well, we'll have more on plenty of these stories in our year in review as well. So
yes, coming up this week, the year end review. We've got a ton of stories. Some of them you'll remember. Every once in a while, I know when I put this together, you went, oh yeah, that's right, that did happen this year, and you kind of forgot about it.
Yeah,
and
so hopefully we can remind everyone, and the sponsorship of Dr. Feelgoods as well in Hazleton. So we will be reminding you of all the stories that you may have forgotten. All right, Beth Mensinger is back with more sports here on Late Edition, but we head back outside to Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik in the Bedrock Gardens Weather Center. Joe?
Well, thank you very much. We do have some milder air heading in our area for this upcoming weekend. We also have some rain to deal with as well. How about California? It's a place you don't think of getting any type of snow, but certain parts of it can get cold enough for snow, including 2006, where they picked up 2 feet of snow. Will we see any snow in our forecast? I'll let you know coming up.
Hello, my name is Dr. Joey Green. I am the superintendent at Monty Area School District. I would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a happy, healthy, and safe New Year.
On the way to retirement, some people realize that work isn't really a bad thing. Some may want to start their own business one day. Our financial advisors will look at your complete financial picture, no matter where your money's invested, to create a plan designed to help you get to and through retirement. When you need a financial advisor fully invested in you, turn to us, Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wiz was first introduced to the Hazleton area when he was invited to perform at the annual Fun Fest celebration in September. This up-and-coming pop star will make a special concert appearance at the Wiltsey Center at the Historic Castle on Saturday, January 4th, with doors opening at 5 and the show starting at 6. Tickets are just $5, and a portion of the proceeds will support the Ronald McDonald House.
Attention mothers and fathers of children with birth defects. The antidepressant drug Zoloft has been linked to heart, brain, and spine damage and many other horrible birth defects in newborns.
I'm attorney Bob Goldwater. If this has happened to you or a loved one, call us right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation.
If you took Zoloft while you were pregnant and your child was born with a birth defect,
call 1-800-861-2678. That's 1-800-861-2678.
What do you see? Perhaps you're noticing the rusted fender or the dented side panel. Maybe the first thing your eye goes to is the worn interior. But look closer and you'll see something else. Value. At Harry's You Pull It, we see value in your old car and so will others. It's the reason we offer top dollar for your car. Junker, clunker, piece of tin, your car may have many names, but at Harry's, there's only one that matters, value. Visit one of our 3 locations today in Hazleton, Pennsburg, and Allentown.
The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated at 542 North Wyoming Street in Hazleton, serving the greater Hazleton area since 1890 and still family owned and operated, offers convenient parking, handicapped accessibility, seating for over 150 people, casket, cremation product showrooms to accommodate traditional, cremation, and pre-planned funerals. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated, 570-454-3341.
The NFL Network's Ian Rappaport is reporting that second-year head football coach for Penn State University, Bill O'Brien, is interviewing with the NFL's Houston Texans soon. The news comes just a few days after O'Brien reportedly asked the school to lower his NFL contract buyout, which is $6.5 million. The Texans, who fired Gary Kubiak a few weeks ago, have also recently talked to former Bears head coach Lovie Smith about taking that job. Tony Romo has officially been sidelined for the Cowboys' possible last game of this NFL season. The Dallas Cowboys quarterback had season-ending back surgery earlier today after being plagued with a herniated disc. Head coach Jason Garrett said Romo was extremely disappointed to be missing Sunday night's game against the Philadelphia Eagles, and with Romo on the injured reserve, Kyle Orton is officially slated as the Dallas starter. Shin-Soo Choo is a Texas Ranger. The signing was officially announced this afternoon after the outfielder passed his physical. The contract is reportedly $130 million over 7 years. The 31-year-old hit .285 last season with 21 homers and 54 RBIs. Former center fielder for the Baltimore Orioles, Paul Blair, has passed away. In 17 Major League seasons, Blair won 8 Gold Gloves while helping to guide the Orioles to 2 World Series championships. He was then traded to the Yankees, where he won 2 more rings. His wife Gloria said Blair was playing a celebrity bowling tournament when he passed out and lost consciousness. Blair then died at Sinai Hospital in Baltimore. He was only 69 years old. Now let's check out our scoreboard for the night. First up in the AHL, the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Pens fell to Norfolk tonight at the Mohegan Sun Arena 3-1. In the NHL, the Penguins win 4-3 in overtime. Ottawa is shut out by the Bruins tonight 5-0. And Columbus gets the shootout win 2-1. The Caps down the Rangers 3-2. It's Toronto over Buffalo 4-3 in a shootout. And Chicago with 7 goals tonight. The Avs only had 2. In the third period, the Jets lead by 1 goal over the Wild. It's Dallas 3-1 also in the third. And in the second, the Oilers are leading 1-0. And we are all tied up in Phoenix 2-2 with San Jose. In the NBA, the Thunder win over the Bobcats by 4. Magic win 109 to Detroit's 92, and the Nets win 104-93. The Knicks fell to the Raptors. T-Wolves big over the Wizards 120-98, and the Pelicans take over 105-89 against the Nuggets. In the third, Lakers lead the Jazz by 1 bucket. It is 32-19 in Miami. That one is in the second quarter, and it is 0-0 between the Suns and the Warriors in the first. Joe G has more weather coming up next.
From the city of Wilkes-Barre and Mayor Tom Layton,
we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Managing risk is more than just buying an insurance policy. At Dreyfus, our approach is different. We have 25 risk management professionals who have the tools and experience to help our clients avoid and survive unexpected events. We can help you with risk transfer, OSHA requirements, safe workplace, cybersecurity, and claims management. All of these go well beyond an insurance policy. We're also independent, so we can access dozens of insurance carriers like Grange Insurance, who can insure your auto, home, business, and life. Dreyfus Insurance since 1901 and Grange Insurance since 1935. We're committed to helping you manage risk.
Your family's good health begins with a great team. That team is the Alliance Medical Group. We're the first healthcare provider in the greater Hazleton area to offer a fully integrated approach to family and specialized medical care. Our expanding network of more than 30 physicians and specialists are trusted by thousands for routine and complex medical treatments. For a convenient appointment at any of our 15 regional offices, simply call 501-4AMG. Alliance Medical Group. Your health, that's our specialty.
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
Things move a little slower here in DSLville.
Slow pitch softball is big here. Really big.
There's not a fast food restaurant in town. Zero.
Get the most out of the internet. Get Service Electric high-speed internet. Call Service Electric today to sign up.
Ho, 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 ho. Slow down. Tourists.
Weatherwood is a privately owned 200-bed nursing and rehabilitation center. Nestled within the quiet town of Weatherly, PA, we offer our residents and their families tranquil and scenic views from just about anywhere in the building. We are located within minutes of Hazleton General Hospital, as well as major metropolitan medical and trauma centers in the Lehigh Valley. Whispering Meadows is a 50-bed secured dementia unit within our facility. Whether you need short-term, long-term, or respite stay, call or stop by today for a tour.
All is quiet across our area now as we approach the 11 o'clock hour. Nothing to show you live 35 Skycast Doppler. It is dry, and we'll continue to see these dry conditions right through the overnight hours. 31 now at the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton International Airport. It is now 28 in Mount Pocono, 35 in Philly, 25 in Williamsport, 26 in Selinsgrove, 33 in State College, and it's almost 40 degrees in both Erie and Pittsburgh. Up in the Wyoming Valley area, from Nanticoke through Wilkes-Barre, Kingston, Pittston, and Lehman, the air temperatures generally holding in the upper 20s to lower 30s. Winds averaging about 5 to as much as 10 miles per hour from time to time. Overall, not too bad out there. Nothing to show you radar-wise. There's been a couple of clouds coming through our area, but other than that, things are fairly quiet. And that will be the case as we head through tonight, heading into tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening, those clouds will be on the increase. And as we start going into our Sunday, especially the afternoon hours, we're going to have some rain overspreading our area. And then later Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening, maybe a little bit of a mix as well. And then possibly even Sunday night, a little bit of some snow, can't rule that out. And then everything's out of here as we start going into our Monday. But it's going to get much colder. So as we head into tomorrow, it will be milder across our area. And we're going to be above freezing for both our Saturday and our Sunday. Here's a snapshot of the next storm system. Primarily rain across our region. That, of course, is the good news. And for New Year's Eve, for Times Square, temperatures in the 20s, but it's going to be windy out there, so it's going to be feeling just downright cold. The actual air temperature, what it's going to feel like to the human body, will be anywhere between 5 to 10 degrees. Extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys, a division of Arc Electric. Here's what we can expect over the next couple of days. As we go into tomorrow, 37, 36 for our Sunday. We'll have some of that rain around. Everything clears out for Monday of next week. And then Tuesday and Wednesday not looking bad, but it will be cold, and it's going to continue to stay cold right through the entire duration of next week. Some of those overnight lows, check them out. 12, 12, 10, and 10.
Well, during Beth's Sports and Your Weather, we were talking about the year in review. So we've been thinking a lot about those stories. So we're pretty excited. I know we do this every New Year's Eve. Some sports stories maybe, and
Maybe.
we'll see what happens. They'll all be in the news, so it'll be exciting to see. Plus, I mean, all the stories that happened this year, including, Chief Mark Kessler, Banks Township, the Sterling Hotel demolition. Plus, we have those who have died in 2013, plus the big crimes in 2013, plus the murders in Wilkes-Barre, that and much more, sponsored by Dr. Feelgoods in Hazleton. So we will have all that on New Year's Eve at 10 o'clock. But for now, we'll see you on Monday, 5:30 for Topic A, late edition at 10. Have a great weekend.